because y'all talk about man's delivery. You talk about men showing decorum and being stoic. When women are disrespectful, and if we respond that way, then we're feminine. But then when you respond that way, you say you have the right to do that way. But then you can't expect men to be leaders. You can't expect men to control themselves. You can't expect the men to be righteous. Y'all can do what y'all want when it's convenient, and we're supposed to support you. But when men operate in a certain way, when we feel like you're disrespectful to us, or you don't respect yourselves, then we're wrong. You gotta hold.
That's not me though. You got the
No,
wrong
but
person.
you did it.
I don't
No, no, no.
respond to y'all that way.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
respond to
Do
men
you
that
think
way.
there's nothing these ladies could have said today that would have made me call them out their name? There's nothing I could have did. If I say I'm a man, if I say I'm a righteous brother, if I say I believe in men and women coming together and I'm about community, there's nothing these ladies could have said today that would have made me call them out their name. You're much older than all of us. You're our elder. So if he did that, then you should have remained in your frame and not let him come out your body, because you were supposed to be the representation of what we're supposed to be, and you went completely out of your body. So hold. I'm about to land. I'm about to land. If you can do that, then you can't ask men to be men. You can't ask young men and women to be men and women as well too. If you can't control yourself and hold frame, if someone comes on the panel and is disrespectful, JR and them, they'll address them when it's convenient. And they were trying to address them, but you didn't let them address them. You wanted to address them, and they stopped him. And every time they stopped him, you continue to go. So if I did that on a panel with y'all, they would address me and you would address me too. That wouldn't have been a man. So if you're a lady, Dr. Lady O, then you should have held frame when the brothers were already getting in the way of it to stop it, and you continue to go.
Well, I will say that doesn't make me less of a lady. Doesn't make me less polite. At the end of the day, I don't expect anything out of y'all because I did my part. I don't have, again, my sons are married men. I'm up here. I'm not up here for me.
What if I did that?
But hold on. But now you're trying to make it seem like, I don't owe you guys anything.
That's my point.
You only know me one day.
Then we don't owe you nothing. Then we don't owe you nothing.
I never said you did.
You do. That's why we have these panels. We have these panels to discuss why men are acting the way they are, why men don't want to get married, why men supposedly are disrespecting women, why the manosphere and the red pill are feeling a certain way about women. Is because when it's convenient, you don't owe anybody respect. You don't owe anybody anything. That's the problem with this space. So if I would,
let me try to interrupt.
I'm gonna land it. Let me just land it. If I would have called you out your name and I continue to go that way, it would show. I would lose my value. I would not look like a man.
Well, let me say this. What we try to do is whenever you come into discussions like this, and I think everybody can agree that the gentleman that just left, he came in here throwing shots. He wasn't naming names first, but then he started naming names. But he came in here and started attacking people up front. I mean, and now he chose the wrong one. I mean, sometimes you just choose I would just say you chose the right one. And Dr. Lady O has showcased being able to be respectful. But if you choose to disrespectful, she's just not the type of woman that's going to hold back. And a lot of us is going to have to be able to understand that it's just some people like that. If you push them, they might stab you. You can't regulate the response on disrespect. Everybody was getting disrespectful on here. It's just some people will go higher. And that's the name of the game. So what we try to do is just try to level the conversation back, get it back on topic if we can. But we got to start setting a precedence before the shows that, or if we're going to allow a little bit or some form of ad hominem attacks of disrespect, we can't try to regulate the response to it. We got to do away with disrespect altogether. Because
I think that's a fair assessment, because honestly, for the times I've been reacting to these shows, I've never seen this lady disrespect somebody, right? So usually, you guys know Ball. You're very familiar with Ball, but I've never really seen Lady O disrespect people. But at the same time, conversations between men and women, things are going to get heated at some point. Because even if I believe it's a good thing that there are conversations between men and women, what men do wrong and what women do wrong, and maybe this could be the beginning of bridging that gap when it comes to relationships, I know we are still kind of far gone where men believe they're right and women believe they're right. So at some point, words are going to be exchanged.
It's impossible to regulate and nitpick whose is greater or whose is more impactful or damaging. We just got to do away with it altogether. But if we're going to have any of it, let it ride.
So from now on, when women come on here and disrespect men, we men get the right to just tear them up, right?
Equal lefts, equal rights.
No, I'm asking, because No one's gonna
You
stop you
should.
from now on, right?
Equal
So you're
left,
and
equal
you're gonna
rights, Ali.
support
Hold
it.
on. This
Y'all not
Ain't
gonna
nobody
let
gonna
it
stop.
go.
I don't think.
It's a
wait, time
you
out.
know you're not
Ali,
gonna let it go.
This
Ali,
ain't none of us.
Ali,
are
hold on, let me
rules,
respond to
so
him
you-
real quick.
You're
Ali,
not being,
None of
come
us
on,
are in a
bro.
position to
Ali,
regulate
hold
that.
on, let me
That's
respond
the
to Ali
problem
real
we
quick.
having right now.
Ali, if somebody come on here and if a woman come on here and disrespect you and calls y'all name, call you bitches and hoes, let her ass have it. I ain't gonna say a damn thing.
I want to. What I was trying to say to Lady O is, and I don't know if she believes in this.
Hmm.
Do you believe in the idea of being a lady, of a woman being a lady?
I'm always a lady.
Okay. Now,
Just
how do you?
because I yell, I'm more of a
Yeah.
lioness. I don't.
Oh.
That doesn't mean I'm not a lady.
Yeah.
I don't like that term. I don't like that.
Do you believe that the optimal way for a woman to combat a man back is to match his masculinity?
I don't think I matched his masculinity. I believe I just acted like a woman and responded and took up for myself. And y'all gotta understand, y'all not my men. And secondly, you're not that much younger than I am. You guys are not spring chickens on this panel. He
She's
probably
right. That's how women respond. Y'all, I don't know why we acting like women don't respond
Yeah,
like
but
Dr. Lady O.
we expect that from
I
like
take
the
up for men
hyenas.
all the time.
No,
I take
that's-
up for
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. Just because, see, this is what I was talking about. The same way women have been conditioned not to respect men, you know, not to submit to men, because they didn't see it in the house, right? They didn't see the mom submitting to the dad, obviously, because majority of the time the dad wasn't in the house, right? The same way women have been conditioned to never, you know, submitting and being feminine and being nice to being kind to men. It's the same way men have been conditioned and used to women talking to them crazy, disrespecting them and fighting with them, abusing them verbally and things like that. That's why some men, you will see a man in a toxic relationship and you're wondering, how can he accept this? But that's because he saw it in the house. He saw it between the mom and the dad, or he had the same relationship from the mom. So he has been conditioned to believe that when you have a relationship with a woman, it should be toxic and fighting back and forth and arguing.
how
you know,
women.
just like
That's
I
how
take
women
up for
respond,
men
bro.
a whole lot. I do women like this too. It's just not just men.
Real
I
dope.
fuck with women too.
You and I,
I
we're
do not hold back. I take up for men a
well.
whole
I think
lot.
Ali
I'm
do
the
too.
one that's to pick me. I'm the one that's that they come after all the time because I'm
Mhm.
constantly taking a beating for you men.
But Ali, just to get it correct,
Radio,
this might
time
be
out.
just
Hold on a second. There's a reason for that, right? I think it's different for people who just come on and don't know what's going on. For one, you know, at least now we work. Like I feel like we're all like kind of like a little family or whatever. We have a standard. When outsiders come in, then we treat them a certain way. We hold you to a different standard because we know what it is you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? We have different expectations. We know that you are. And forget the age thing, but we just understand that you're a respectable woman, and we know if you wanted to, then you'd be able to conduct yourself in whatever manner you wanted to.
Yeah, but
Hey,
that's not what I want to. Not on this panel because I'm
I mean,
constantly disrespecting. Hold on, I'm sorry, sir. I'm tired of people feeling like because I am a few years older than y'all, because y'all not spring chickens, that I have to hold myself accountable, but these other people don't. It doesn't work for. I'm gonna tell you right now, it does not work for me. You are an adult, and this is the problem here. We think that, oh, because if you and I commit the same crime, we're gonna do the same amount of time. They're not gonna say because you're a few years younger, you're gonna get less time. They're gonna lock us up because you're an adult. I treat you as an adult. I do not treat you as a freaking baby. You're not freaking children. I don't
Dr.
do this
Lady
with my
O,
sons, and
they
I'm
do
not
the
gonna
same.
it with none
They
of
do the
y'all.
same thing to me. What? Because I'm bigger, taller, and stronger on the basketball court. They tell me I can't call the fouls. They say I
but
need to eat the foul, but it's the same concept. Go ahead, Viz.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, when it comes to these conversations, they're going to be heated. Like I said, men have a certain perspective because having this conversation is good and there's a chance it may bridge the gap, which the gap is really huge. So there's a lot of work to be done. But at the end of the day, right, men are speaking up finally. But I think the issue women have is the fact that men are speaking up finally. I know, right? Because for a long time, women were telling men, open up, be vulnerable. And then men did open up online, and then the women joined the space. But women are finding it hard to really accept and they're wondering, is this how men have always felt? That's why sometimes they say, oh, you hate women and things like that, because they didn't know for so long that men really felt this way when it comes to relationships. But what do you guys think about that? Link down below to Lapif.